Alright, here we go. This is going to be the good one. We're going to start this off right. We, the people! Jack Swagger going up against Rusev in a flag match. Honestly, a few videos ago, talking about this, I said that I didn't know what a WWE flag match was. I remember seeing one back in the day before the Attitude Era. I believe it was the Patriot going up against Bret the Hitman Hart. And I went through a couple different things, scenarios, what I thought a flag match could be. Basically, this is just a wrestling match featuring capture the flag style of rules. In each corner, in each respected corner is going to be the American flag, and I guess the Russian flag, or isn't he Bulgarian or something like that? So, be his, red, white, and blue flag himself. Of course, it's not going to be the flag with the stars and bars on it that Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter are going to be defending. But what an awesome ride we've been on. Rusev, who's been in the WWE since getting the call up from NXT, basically he still is, I guess you could say, undefeated. He hasn't lost a match due to pinfall or submission, but Jack Swagger, very surprisingly, is the first guy to get any kind of a win, even though it was via disqualification over the Russian superstar. And, Jack is a real big surprise to me for a long time. Easily. 2010, I've been saying, just turn Jack Swagger babyface and see what's going to happen. He's an American guy, and he's an all-American wrestler. If you base his character on his wrestling ability and you throw in the red, white, and blue in there, he might not be the most entertaining wrestler, but he is going to be one guy that is easy for people to cheer. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Hall of Famer, he got by with this for a long time, and I'm not expecting, Jack Swagger to be carrying around the American flag from here on out, or Jack Swagger to be carrying a 2x4. Ho! USA, tough guy! I'm not looking for him to do anything like that, but easily just, bring back the red, white, and blue sort of WrestleMania 26 attire, or just have the, he likes to wear the singlet that has the colored sides. Just make the black singlet with red, white, and blue trimmings, covering up both the sides. And I'm sure people will be able to connect the scenarios. He's been the All-American American since, getting the call up from FCW into NXT. Even though that was sort of used in a heel gimmick, I think that definitely it could help him to get the crowd behind him. Definitely something that I don't think a lot of people would be thinking, that here we are, 2014, and Jack Swagger is one of the most cheered and the guy getting the biggest pops of anything that's going on out there. But basically, all you have to do in this match is just basically beat your opponent down to the point that you can climb up to the top turnbuckle and grab the flag. And once you're able to remove it from the pole, you are going to be the winner. And that's just basically just going to be it. And Jack Swagger, I think, is the guy that easily could win this flag match. For the one reason I said that, Rusev hasn't lost a match due to pinfall or submission. The big, 6'7" hoss, that is Jack Swagger, could be the guy who really does, put a feather in his cap to go on a good little babyface run by being the first American to dethrone the Russian. It brings you back into the past when you had guys like, who were some Russians? I just had them on the top of my head. The Bolsheviks were some back in the day. That was a bad tag team. Nikolai Volkov, of course, turning babyface and tag teaming with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, which led to the Sergeant Slaughter turn, where he thought that any country that would sympathize with the Russians and cheer for Nikolai Volkov made him leave the country and go over and start being an Iraqi sympathizer, and basically going on and taking the championship from Ultimate Warrior, moving to the biggest WrestleMania 7 held there in Los Angeles, with the red, white, and blue going there. Of course, everybody going crazy with the Operation Desert Storm. Vince McMahon picked the right time to pull that card and go to it from there. But, Jack Swagger is a babyface, easily could have a good run in the WWE and a good push him here. We'll have to see where they go from this on Monday. They've sort of done the same sort of deal with Swagger and Rusev every time they've got in the ring. We've seen the debates between Lana and Zeb, which just basically lead to Swagger and Rusev pushing each other around. But, Battleground was one hell of a match. And, Swagger got the loss due to countout. But he definitely was taking the fight to Rusev, one of the guys that came the closest to pulling out the victory. And I'm just glad that, one of Triple H's NXT superstars really is in a match that people really care about. He's thrown a lot of guys up there. I guess the Shield have really made it strong, but Biggie Langston, had the Intercontinental Championship run, and he's sort of hanging out in the woods with nothing really going on right now. That New Nation looks like it might be starting up. We saw Mark Henry make his return. That, I think, in my opinion, that can only lead to him joining up, because that squash match against Damian Sandow, that honestly didn't really mean much. But, I mean, like, Chick just got caught, with the whole Walmart deal, and she's sort of on the back burner right now with Paige and AJ. And then you got Adam Rose. He's got really nothing going on right now. That didn't really work out the way it was supposed to. And, damn, I can't really think of any other NXT guys since basically Triple H have taken over that have been up right now. But, Rusev, one of those guys that's coming close. Definitely I can see him moving on down the line and being one of those guys who challenges for the WWE Championship against a guy like John Cena, then building up this as a big match with maybe Cena trying to take down the Russian himself. We've seen a lot of guys, get built up only to fall to Cena in the past. Gene Sinski, Umaga, lots of guys like that. So I think the future is bright for Rusev, but this is definitely going to be one match that I'm going to be cheering for my Section 102 at SummerSlam. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to pick Swagger in this. I'm honestly, I know I'm going to be cheering for him. I really want to be behind him. And I think if Rusev loses a flag match, I think it'd be good for him to be able to say he's not undefeated. Much like Bo Dallas finally got the loss with R-Truth beating him on Monday Night Raw. That's one of the hardest things to do to a guy. I mean, like, you don't really want to build somebody up. Like Goldberg, I mean, like, it's hard to say you don't want to build somebody up like Goldberg, but the one hardest thing about Goldberg is he never got a loss when he was first coming up, and that's one of the reasons why he got so hot. But once he gets so hot, then you got to figure out who the hell's going to beat him. How are you going to do it? When do you do it? And, how do you capitalize on that? And then that sort of gives you, then you're double thinking everything you're doing, and that sort of hurts your whole show to deal with. But Swagger for the win. Go Team USA. I'll do one more. We, the people.